Coming up on this episode of the Bill and Randy Podcast. Special guest, Tyler Carpenter, the new director of Southern Lakes Parks and Recreation. We put him in the hot seat and get down to the nitty-gritty. What's happening with Southern Lakes Parks and Rec this summer? What exciting plans are in the works? And we get the inside scoop on the LAFF Pathway connecting Fenton and Linden. Plus, our weekly beer tasting is back, and we're announcing some awesome upcoming events you're definitely going to want to hear about. So grab a cold one, sit back, and stay tuned, because the Bill and Randy Podcast starts right now.
It's the Bill and Randy Podcast, your connection to community.
Welcome to the Bill and Randy Show on this lovely day in Michigan. It's kind of cloudy and kind of a little nippy outside, and I'm kind of wound up today. I went to Mackinac City and had some. We're gonna have some beverages next beer from was it Beer Mac?
Okay.
Yeah, they go to they do rail yards here in town and all over the place, and it was kind of cool going up there and kind of chilly. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Just for the record.
It'll warm up eventually here in Michigan.
And they're kind of flooded up there too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everywhere.
they are flooded up there. They're saying that their tourist season is going to be hit pretty good because a lot of places are flooded still from the ice that they had and the rain that's been coming in.
I know it. I believe that. This week we have a special guest with us, Tyler Carpenter, director of Southern Lakes Parks and Rec, and we're putting him on the hot seat and asking him some serious questions. Well, semi-serious. Maybe some controversial questions. We don't know yet. But before we get moving on to our questions, we have our weekly beer tasting that we like to do. And this week we got 312 Wheat Ale. And it is 4.2% alcohol. It's a bright lemony and a bit hazy. I've already drinking some of mine, so
I'm going to try.
Go ahead, take a sip and tell me what you think.
Well, first you got to take a sip to get your taste buds, and then take another sip.
I like it. It's like one of those beers, like on a hot summer day, you can just down it like, whoa.
Yeah.
It's refreshing, I thought.
Mm-hmm. Kind of close to a Coors for me, the way it tastes.
What do you think, Tyler?
Yeah, I think it's good. It's like a light Oberon. You've ever had Oberon?
Yeah, Oberon's, it kind of does remind me
a little
of that,
fruity.
too.
Tyler, you just won your spot at the table for a beer from now on. You need to come every time.
I'll never say no to beer.
Because the beer,
It's very refreshing.
the beer that I'm getting from Mackinac is they're starting out 19% alcohol.
Okay.
I don't know if we have to eat before we taste or what. See pink elephants when we fly. I don't know. Just one of those things.
Yeah.
I'm the comical one. Randy is the keeps me in line.
I'm the serious guy that whips them in shape. No. And this I bought at the Locks party store right here in Fenton. I was just in there browsing they got a lot of different beers in there, and I looked at this one and said, "Oh, that sounds pretty good." Yeah. So that's this
Where's it made
week's
at?
beer. It's good.
Where's it made at? It says Goose Island, but I don't know where that's at.
Yeah, Goose Island Brewery somewhere. And then before we get started talking to Tyler, we got a couple events that we're going to announce. I'll do one, and then Bill will do one, and we'll move on. So this one is called Boat for Vets. It's July 18th, so you have some time for it. It's at Skipper Bud's in Fenton. That's 14016 Fenton Road. So join us for a day on the water. Veterans and one guest are invited to join us at Skipper Bud's on Lake Fenton to spend the day with fellow service members enjoying food, friendship, and our freedoms. Free boat ride followed by dinner and drawing for donated prizes. The Let's see. RSVP is a must and should be received before July 6th. Go to vote4vets.com. That's BOAT, the number 4 VETS.com, and you can register there. And we just thank you so much for the service members that have served. Bill did serve. Thank you, Bill.
No problem. What was the web address again?
It's vote4vets.com. And so that sounds like a pretty cool event. So definitely check that out. And what do you got, Bill?
Well, this one here, I think this is cool. I'm gonna have a warped sense of humor here. It's a beginner kite making flying event. It's a free event for children. So I am a children, so I'm gonna go to this. Date is May 14th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Linden County Park. Now, I'm hoping, because remember, we all grew up, we all heard the stories that Benjamin Franklin discovered electricity through lightning. Just think about this. 250th year.
That's actually a true story.
Right.
Just think about this. It's 250th year. What are the odds that we can get someone struck by lightning?
I'm sure someone will be struck by lightning that day.
That'd be cool to have.
Maybe
Be
you
done.
will.
Be done. Yeah. Hey, I've already been struck by many times. That's why my brain leaked out. Well, that's what they say. But that would be pretty cool, though. I mean, seriously. But no, I think this is really neat because I haven't flown a kite in since I probably was a knee-high to a grasshopper, and I tried to get my kids to do it when I was when they were growing up, but they didn't really have an interest. I mean, that's cool that people are bringing us back because I think this is a lost art, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because there's some beautiful people. There's some beautiful big kites out there that just like wow.
Right, and you just don't. It seems like nowadays you don't see people flying kites as much as you used to. At least not in the area.
So
when we were kids, we used to go out and do it all the time. But
yeah, exactly.
We didn't have the technology we have today.
Yeah.
We didn't have the video games and the cell phones. So.
Well, and when you go to this event, so people say, well, what can I expect to learn, or what can I expect? You get to learn how to build decorate it, personalize your design, take to the skies and fly your creation. Well, then, of course, there's got to be wind. That's like a necessity. You got to have some type of windage going on.
Windage.
Well, no, I'm not talking military. I'm sorry. And, of course, you get to enjoy your fun hands and outdoor experience. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be great. Children of all ages, adult supervision is encouraged. Cost is free. Attendance limited to first 40 kites artists. So, hey, now's the time to go ahead and register that. And you can find this event.
What are you looking for?
You can find it, I guess, on our Facebook page as well as below on YouTube there for us for this event here. And you can figure out how to register.
Yep. I put it on our Facebook page so people can go there and click the link and find out more information on it.
And at least they're being smart. They're having a pavilion on the hill near the tennis courts. At least you're on a hill, not down the hill.
Right. Yeah.
Down the river.
Sometimes it's hard to get all the way down there. But
Yeah, I mean, I think this is. I'm serious. This is really cool. I mean,
it is very cool.
I haven't seen a kite flown in, like I said, ever.
Yep. So today, ladies and gentlemen, we have Tyler Carpenter as our guest. He's the new director of Southern Lake
Yeah.
Parks and Rec. He started back in November.
Yeah.
Yep, back in November. So, Tyler, tell us a little bit of how you came to get the job at Southern Lakes, and tell us a little bit about yourself, where you came from.
Well, first, thank you guys for having me on the podcast. It's an awesome facility, and excited to be here. So my fiance and I moved to Grand Blanc a few years ago. We both have a large passion for the Fenton area. Although we didn't grow up here, even before I worked here, we'd come down here. The downtown, the parks, everything is just amazing. I mean, in high school, we used to come out here just to go walk around the river, and I had my senior pictures taken right downtown with the old buildings and the river walk. But how I became the director, I went to college for sport management business, and quickly learned I wanted to work for sports and community rec.
Right.
Worked with National Flag football across the country, did programming for them. transitioned over to the Parks and Rec side of sports. So doing basically a little bit of everything for Oregon Township Parks and Rec. Was there for basically about 5 years, and then when I saw the position open up for Southern Lakes, I was just meant to be. You know, the Fenton area. Although Ed Colito, the previous director, did an amazing job. So being able to take over for him was just a perfect fit.
Yep, and I also work for Southern Lakes, and I thought you're a great fit.
Thank you.
I told Shirley the other day, I thought the board did a great job picking you. I think they did a good job, and I think you're fit in nicely.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You know, in your position dealing with Ed, you know, when I first met Ed, he's military, we're both Army, so I already had that mentality. But people's like, if they meet Army people or military, they kind of like, oh, is he okay? Is he all right? Yeah, because it's a high-speed, low-drag type position, you know, because it's very stressed at times, and other times like, nah, I got it, you know, it's no big deal. And I'm pretty sure that you were on working under Ed there for the first 6 months where I was there, you probably got wealth of knowledge from him because he's like a walking encyclopedia. I swear to God, he is. He knows a lot.
He does.
He does. He's very connected too.
And it's like, it's like, can you just phone a friend here, type deal.
Yeah.
And so now, having said that, what as you're being in charge and stuff, what's your vision about the Park and Recs for the future? What you're looking at goals and achieving?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, one of the benefits of taking over for Ed Colito is he did a great job of taking Southern Lakes to the next step, laying a great foundation for me. My ultimate goal is just going up that next step and branching out. Right now we do, which Randy and I have talked a lot about, is Southern Lakes does a lot of recreation. We do awesome events, we do awesome programs, but we don't have any parks. So yes. So my ultimate goal is to continue to grow Southern Lakes and have some kind of our own place to have a park, a recreation center, our own activities that we don't have to try to find niches here and there to do programming. We can have our own, soccer fields or baseball fields and space to be able to do our own programming.
You see, in back parks there, I grew up at Kersey School, so for us, we always went to Richfield Park. Moved out to Byron here, but still, with Fenton and Linden, there's really not a park like that in this area. And it'd be nice to have some type of a park that you can just either, I don't care whether it's driving, bike, whatever, to go to be able to take trails, to walk, relax, whatever. And it's kind of hard to find that. And I know there's houses here, so it's like, where do you find that? How do you got an idea how you can find that land to do that with?
That's the hard part, and especially in this area with it being so dense. But there are properties that, whether it's people retire and want to sell their farmland, or it's just vacant land that whether it's somebody private owner owns it and just is tired of holding on to it, wants to sell it or donate it. A lot of times people, whether it's you are just had enough of it and they want to donate it. A lot of times parkland is just donated by private owners or municipalities or school districts, whatever. Like Argentine, for example, they're working on one of their old elementary schools, turning that into a roadside park. Not saying a school district needs to donate land, but does things like that happen where just whatever a certain parcel used to be used for and no longer needs to be needed, and the owner either wants to donate it, sell it cheap, or put it towards a good cause, not just towards another housing development, which I'm sure, this area, we don't necessarily need a lot more of these 500 home neighborhoods left and right or apartment complexes. So being able to, just, it's one of those wait for the perfect time for a parcel to open up.
Yeah, because I know me and my wife, we have talked that we wish that we had a park that we could go to just to go to. It'd be so nice. I said, I'm not driving all the way to Richfield Park. I ain't gonna do that. I mean, if I live closer to it, yeah, but I don't live over there, so it's like, nah, I don't want to. And I know it's Genesee County, park recreations, but it's like, hey, we got Fenton and Linden here. Let's do something here.
Yeah, agreed.
And I noticed I like the. I don't know if you're involved, but if you are, great. If not, still great. The wooden.
The LAFF Pathway.
Yeah, LAFF Pathway.
Yeah.
That is so cool to watch that come alive. I'm really excited to be able to to walk, I guess.
Yeah,
So
right.
it's really cool that it's coming alive now and actually coming to. Is that going to be finished this year, or is this something that's going to be like a future project? Just keep going on.
Silver Lake Road, that will be done this year,
Okay.
pending weather. Which, as of right now, everything's on pace to be a August finish.
Good.
So it's been a long few months, but we're almost to the finish line. But it's going to be. I mean, you've driven by the boardwalk. The boardwalk looks amazing.
It
and
does. It looks.
Yeah.
It kind of takes you back to some of the movies you just watch. You're like, oh man, this is just so cool, just the way they got it.
Mm-hmm.
So props to whoever designed it because I just think that's just awesome.
Right. I actually did some video there about a week ago, just a small video of it, and had tons of comments on it, and people asking, when's it going to be done? And then you had the other side saying, that's made of wood, it's going to rot, it's not going to last long. What's your take on some of these questions people have?
Well, I will say the one thing I do want to mention: the boardwalk is not open yet. There have been other people trying to walk on the boardwalk. It is not open, so do not walk on. It is an
not
active
walk on.
construction zone.
It is. Very active.
So most boardwalks nowadays are still made out of wood. It is treated. Nothing lasts forever, unfortunately.
Right.
And anything other than if you went with like the like Trex decking, for example,
Yep.
not only does that increase the price significantly
Yeah, a lot
than
more,
treated
right.
wood, but it also there's other factors. It's it gets much hotter, so in the summer you probably wouldn't want to walk your dog on that, or if you're barefoot. Replacing it is not as easy as it is to just
Right.
buying the lumber. So
True.
overall, most boardwalks, it's much easier maintaining and fixing with treated lumber than it is with like the Trex decking material. Although the Trex decking, I will say, does look very nice, especially on the deck in your backyard.
Right.
But with the size of it, we also would have had to put more support down there too because of how flimsy that material can be when you get 12 or 10 to 12 foot length boards. But overall, I mean, it's going to look amazing. It's going.
Well, see, I'm a sucker now for Crossroads Village, just to keep the authenticity of. Yes, I know we live in the 21st century. I get all that, but it's kind of nice to have a town or something that takes you back in time. That you could say this is probably what they did back then, versus all the new stuff and everything. I'm more of the guy that likes the old history of the buildings. It's just, and I'm just a old romance for that one.
Question on the boardwalk also. A lot of people are questioning how is it financed, and some people are like, is that our tax dollars? How is it financed?
Randy, you're paying for it, didn't you know that?
Yes. So on top of Randy's contribution, they've been doing so. I came in November, so this project, the LAFF Pathway, really has been a 10+ year project.
Oh, yeah.
So the LAFF group has been fundraising for this since, I'd have to check the year, but early 2010s. So the funding has come from private donations, sponsorships. This pathway is actually considered the Choice One Bank Trail. And the majority of all the LAFF pathways have been funded via grants. So there's a lot of Michigan and county grants that have been utilized for these projects.
Yeah, it is. And I'm going to switch gears here because we're talking about now summer's coming up. Next, I just came back from Mackinac City. It was kind of cool to hear what they got going on. So what activities, events do you just foresee going on this summer that's going to be either, reestablished, new, or, hey, this is what we're doing? What's happening?
I mean, we've got a little bit of everything. And this,
It's going to be fun.
yes, I'm excited because this is my first full summer in Fenton and working with Southern Lake. So, and you both of you guys have seen all these awesome events that we do. So, starting a week from tomorrow are the farmers market on every Thursday that'll run all summer long.
Right in front yard of the Sun Lake?
Yep, front yard of
Front
the
yard?
community
Okay.
center. The week after that, May 21st, we have the concerts in the park, which is in the backyard
Yes.
of the community center every single week throughout the summer. We got concerts in the park in Linden as well. Those start in June or July. Those will be at the gazebo by the river. And we got the Rev Up Car Show is August 6th, which you'll be there.
I'll be there, yep.
Art Walk, which I believe
I'll be
you're
there
there
too,
too. Yep. So that one's ended July 25th on a Saturday. We've got regular programming, fitness classes. We got debuting this year. We've got yoga on the beach in Fenton Township.
Really?
Yeah, it's really cool. Stand-up paddleboarding programs over at Fenton and Linden. Fitness classes over there too. What else? We've got
The car cruise.
Yep, the Rev Up Car Show on August 6th.
Yep.
And
The
it's
art walk too.
Right.
Did
Art
you
walk.
already
Yep.
say that?
Yeah. It's really good. Sound like, because when I grew up in Genesee Township, there wasn't anything that really connected the community. It was more we lived in a subdivision, and we either went to Holloway if you had boats, campgrounds, but there was nothing community-wise what Sunlight does, which is very impressive in itself. That you have these programs for people, either visitors that come in or people that live here to do. You can't say there's nothing to do because there's
Right.
a lot of things going on. So now, if you were talking about how can people stay updated on what's going on, or how can they get involved with the summer events going on?
Yeah, follow us on social media. That's always I would recommend being the best way. Check out our website. If you get the Tri-County Times, I brought one of these with me. This is our, I don't know what camera.
Yeah, that one.
You should be getting our summer guides. We do quarterly guides, except for winter, springs combined, because there's not a lot going on in the winter. And then on the back of it is the Fenton Experience Breakdown, which is a lot of our bigger programs throughout the summer. So the concerts, the car show, the art walk. Oh, and then family nights. We have one of those each month, June, July, and August. So getting the quarterly brochures and following us on social media, check out our website, or stop by, give us a call, shoot us an email.
If someone says, "Hey, look, I like this program and I just want to volunteer to help," how can they do that?
I would recommend giving us a call, shooting us an email, stopping by the office, especially when it comes to the car show or the art walk. We definitely do the larger programs need volunteers. But if they're just looking for, if you have a passion and want to become, whether it's an instructor or help run a program, or just have ideas of make things better, same thing, we have our email on our website or on our brochures, or just stop by the office and, talk to us and, throw some ideas out there.
Because your family's down, and I was talking to a family in one of the apartment complexes, and we were talking about the LAFF Pathway, and I said, I don't know what the rules are. I says, I need to find out first if I could fish off of it. I said, I'm sure I'm not the only person thinking that, but I guess I need to find out. I says, but it's really cool, how they're trying to connect Fenton and Linden together, so you can literally just walk from one community to the other.
Well, that's a very dangerous area to walk. I've driven, I drive through there several times a week. Those speed limit increase and decreases, the curves, and the very little lighting out there. Almost every time there's somebody walking on the edge of the road, or at night too, and
it's dangerous.
Hopefully, eliminating.
It's like, don't hit the person. No,
Right.
it's not like they're teenagers. 20 points if you hit a person. No, you're going to jail if you hit a person now.
Right. and more, it seems like people are getting into health and fitness, bike riding, walking, running. So having that pathway just, makes people want to walk and run and ride their bike more.
And it'll hook up to the Genesee County Legacy Trail, which is a massive trail network of all of Genesee County. And if you're a avid biker, you'll be able to ride all the way from Argentine to Grand Blanc to Flint to Burton, all the way up to Clio without leaving the sidewalk or pathway.
Right.
Now, I know you already got everything in place for financing and stuff. When I was living in Germany and I was stationed there, they had sidewalks separated in color. It was green was for walking, red was for bike riding. So if you was walking in the red side, for the brick pavers, and a bike road run over you, you was at fault because you was not supposed to be in that path. Conversely, same thing with green. Any thoughts about doing something like that, as where you have a separation of bike and walk?
So, like you said, at this time, there's not something to do different colors. But when it comes to pathways, there are different, technically, rules and regulations. And when you're building a pathway, there's certain aspects you have to hit, especially when you're doing these grants throughout, whether it's a national grant, a Michigan grant, or a county grant. But there are, like if you're walking and there's a biker, you shouldn't be walking, three of us walking down the pathway. We're not going to walk shoulder to shoulder if there's people running or biking behind us. So there will be rules and guidelines of
Yeah,
you know,
common courtesy.
Yeah.
You know, we're using the trails.
Yeah, they don't know.
Well, a lot of times, like when I'm riding my bike down one of the trails, which I've done, and I see someone, you know, ahead of me walking or whatever, I'll say, on your right or on your left, and just to let them know that I'm coming behind them and they know what side I'm coming up on. So it's just courtesy, you know.
unfortunately, it won't be, you know, there's never, even just driving down the road where you have lines and traffic lights, there's still people that are running red lights and not using blinkers and all that kind of
Now,
stuff.
for future, because I know that, again, this all started after I went to Mass Dunk. They started like a BMX track at Richfield Park. Is there something
I
like
raced
that?
there when I was younger.
See,
Yeah.
it wasn't there when I was. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, like we did the what was it?
Richfield.
Bike-a-thon. If you, I don't know if you remember, you might
I
miss
don't
skip too.
remember a bike-a-thon.
Bike-a-thons, you
but I
went door to
raced
door,
Richfield
and
a
someone
couple
said, like, I pledged so much for you to do this, like
Mm-hmm.
so many cents per mile, whatever, and then he did it, and he went and collected the money. Is there gonna be like a BMX track coming in this area, or is it gonna be like, no, that's gonna stay in Richfield Park or that side of the world?
Well, I don't know. You know, again, Southern Lakes, we don't have any parkland. So if we were to acquire land, there would be, you know, different studies of what we would add to that. Outside of us, you know, the closest group that I would expect to possibly put one in would be the Genesee County Parks. And I don't have any knowledge of a track.
Just thought I asked.
Yeah.
It's just one of the weird things.
Plus, Bill, just speaking from my point of view, BMX isn't what it used to be back in the 80s. It's just not as popular with the kids anymore. Like I said, they got their nose in their phones, and they're not into BMX racing.
Yeah.
My sons did a little bit, you know, probably 15 years ago, but yeah, it's just not what it used to be. It's a great sport. I loved it. But before we move on,
Yep.
I want to do another event real quick.
Go ahead. Yeah, what do you got?
This is a small business panel put on by Hannah Ryapol. Is that how we pronounce her last name?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Hannah. I can never pronounce her last name wrong. We had her as our last guest, and she was great. So she has a business panel coming up. It's going to have Karen Stroud from the Linden Hotel, Dr. Erica Peabody from founder and chiropractor, Cafe of Life Chiropractic. I can't talk. Chiropractic. Give up.
The chiropractic. Yeah.
I've only had one. I haven't even started my second one.
You're a light drinker, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Jeez.
And Dan Craney, president, Signs by Craney, Jeremy Harrison, mortgage loan advisor from Honest Mortgage. This is going to be held at the Losi Center in Linden, and this is May 21st. So if you're like a local business owner and you want to attend this, they're very informative. I went to one before, and they just talk about their businesses and the pros and cons and ups and downs of owning a business, and it's just a good way to get information and just help you as a business owner.
We need one of those for the AI world here coming up, because I mean, me being like an old OG here, an old guy, you know, learning this AI, it's not bad if you're techie, but if you're learning techie or if you're not for sure on the techie side, it's a really definitely a drawback. So we need to figure out somewhere in this to
Well, we can
have
do a
that.
whole show on AI.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
Well, we probably should get someone that's, because
I mean, I
there's
love
a lot of
AI,
people out there
but-
that do I need to go to college? Trust me, when I go to college, I hear people talk. Is there a class for this? I show you, and I'm like, oh God, so yeah.
Yeah, that's a controversial topic, I think, whether you should go to college or not, because nowadays a lot of people call it YouTube education.
Right.
You can just learn so much watching YouTube channels. But
Now on a Thursday, May 14th.
colleges are still relevant, I think.
Hey, well, Thursday, May 14th, we got the Spring Fling. Shop and dine with local spring specials. 5 to 8 in downtown Fenton. That's 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. in downtown Fenton. Businesses are coming together for a night of shopping, dining, specials, and spring fun. Again, it's May 14th. Put that on the calendar, folks. May 14th, Spring Fling. It's a great time for to get out of the house, It's a great time talking to the guys. It's a great time for the wives to get out of the house. You probably go in the yard and just maybe, I'm not going to say this, but take a cat nap. I mean, I didn't say that. I mean, you're supposed to go out to the yard and do yard work, okay, when they're out there doing it. I'm just saying. Just make sure you're covered. But yeah, May 14th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., man. That's this sounds like a great thing because, our local towns, our local shops do need to support big time for where the economy's going and, the price of gas. You can go all day long, and they really need the help. We need to support them because when I was up there at Mackinac City, one of the businesses that's been in business for over 70 years is closed up shop.
Wow.
And that was pretty much the whole. Everybody was like, "Wow."
Yeah.
They got up, said we're closing. There was like a whole big silent
Yeah.
balloon vacuum. Like what? And they do pasties and pasties and stuff, and people just and they didn't explain why. They just said they're just taking a different. It's time to turn a new leaf. So like, wow, 70 years.
It's a shame.
So I
Right.
mean, if it can happen for 70 years, I mean, people that's business here in town for 5 or less or 10 or less, think what struggles they're having.
Right. So it just shows how important it is to shop local. I know it's easy just to go on Amazon. I do it. My wife does it.
We're all guilty.
It's easy, but if you can afford it, and it's always a little more expensive shopping local, but it does so much more. It supports the community. That person that has that small business relies on that income, and then they spend their money in the community. So it's just it's more than I got to spend a little bit more shopping local, but it just supports the whole community when you shop local. It's worth it.
Well, I'm the jackass. I do support, but I don't. My wife supports the stores. I support the restaurants. All right, I'm just saying. I like my beer, and I like Italian food or various things, and so you just can't find other places. And I hate chain restaurant food. I'll just put it that way, because it just tastes. There's no taste. All right, I want a taste. I want something that's gonna give me some flair or some spicy stuff.
Yeah. What's your favorite restaurant in town? Do you have a favorite?
Ooh, that's a tough.
There's a lot of good ones.
There is, yeah. I would say, not necessarily restaurant. Our favorite spot right now is probably the Rail Yard.
Yeah, rail yard's fun.
I'm a sucker for a good beer wall.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that so much. And then we like to play the games. They got cornhole and stuff out there. But I mean, I really love all the restaurants. We've hit everything except for the Fenton Hotel downtown, and everything has been very good. Chowder's very good.
Yeah.
Now, the Fenton Hotel, I was told, and I don't know how true this is because, again, I grew up in Kersey School, so I have no idea. I was told that Fenton Hotel is haunted.
I've heard that. I've
I
heard
just
that too.
I want to get some verification
The
because if
Linden
that's the
Hotel
case,
as well.
because that's again, we need to do a podcast because I'm very much into that world of I love that stuff. Because if it's haunted, baby, I'm all
We'll do
for
a
it.
podcast right there.
Halloween episode. There you go.
Yeah, there you go, man.
There
Because
we
I'm
go.
all for that right there. Because I heard, I don't know. I'm like, well, I need to ask the
Well, the
locals. I
Linden
don't know.
Hotel does as well, and they actually have some pictures. Like they had a Civil War reenactment in the area, and before they redid the upstairs as a bar, that they were doing like some reenactment in the upstairs of the hotel because it's been around forever. And so they were taking some pictures of the soldiers. When they developed the pictures, there's like soldiers there that weren't really there.
Wow.
Like they were ghost soldiers. So I was like, ooh, that's creepy.
The
Yeah.
reason I brought that because we were watching, what's it, Michigan Haunted Houses or whatever it was. I was
Yeah.
talking about just a haunted house in Freeland.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was blown. I was like, no kidding. So I actually called my mom. Did that really happen? And she, yeah. How come you guys didn't talk about it? So it was kind of neat that.
Yeah. Halloween time, I got some creepy ass stories. We'll wait for Halloween.
We're gonna have to wait till Halloween. Okay, I get it. I get it now. All right, yeah, you wait till Halloween. So, question to you: since I know Mackinaw's got a committee for 250th, and I don't know if, and I missed a meeting this morning for Fenton Freedom Fest. Is there a committee for Fenton and Linden or something for the 250th birthday, 4th of July stuff going on? Do you know?
So the city of Fenton does have a committee. Linden, I believe, they don't necessarily have a full committee, but I believe their board has been putting on, working on some projects. But the city of Fenton does have a committee, which you probably already noticed. They have the flagpole banners up right now.
Yep.
Obviously Freedom Fest, and they're gonna try to make it bigger and better
Right,
this year too. They've got some really cool projects that they're working on, and then there's some really cool events. Like speaking of spooky, there's a cemetery walk. Which not necessarily spooky, but they're pointing out some of the like Revolutionary War veterans and other war veterans that are buried at what Old Tree Hill Cemetery, the one off of
I don't
Owen
remember
Road.
the name of that. Is it Old Hickory?
Old Hickory, maybe. Yeah,
I don't remember right.
Is this walk going to be at night?
I don't know. There will be. There's gonna
Come on, you're killing me. You're killing me, Randy.
There's gonna be like a passport with all of the events in Genesee County, including all the ones in Fenton. So there's going to be a lot of fun stuff this summer.
You know what? You're going to be the producer, and me and Tyler will just be hosting. Obviously, you're killing me with this. No.
Killing your mood. Sorry.
Because like I said, because it was really interesting how different municipalities are now having these committees, and to hear what they're saying, what they're going to do, or ideas that they're coming up with. And I'm thinking, wow, I didn't think of that. And it's like, holy crap, really? It's mind blowing that some of the things are coming out, really.
Yeah. Oh, and another thing, just because I want to get it before I forget it, and you might not know completely, Tyler, the park with the gazebo. Do you have any dates or know when that's going to be finished?
I don't know on that one.
Okay.
All I know is that everything's going smoothly, and it looks beautiful so far. That one, that's all through the city of Fenton, so unfortunately I don't know.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you heard anything.
Well,
Okay.
Well, I'm glad you asked, because my wife has been after me to build a gazebo, and I've been threatening to take that one and just put it in my property. Say, honey, here you go. But
Well, that gazebo's missing. We know who.
right, no, you're exactly.
Yeah.
Because she's been on me. You need to build a gazebo, and I love it. And it's like, well, and I just saw that not too long ago. I'm thinking, oh, that's working. What's going on?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't have unfortunately have any details on that one, but I think it's going to look awesome when it's done.
Well, do you know what they're doing? The upgrading, what they're doing? Because I have no idea.
Yeah, well, I don't know too much about it. They redid the bridge that is going over the river
Which
to.
looks great.
I forgot the new restaurant's name now.
Elroy's?
Elroy's, yeah. I believe they are redoing some of the sidewalk work there. I believe the playground is new, kind of redoing some landscaping. And then the overall layout of where the gazebo is and up that hill to up to the road.
To the road, yeah.
Yep, so they're going to redo that somehow. I've not seen plans or anything, so I don't know.
Hopefully they'll upgrade electrical as they're doing this. I mean, just, I know it makes common sense, but you're dealing with different agencies, and sometimes those things do get missed. So
I would assume that because they want to bring some of the concerts, back over there. So I would assume that they got electrical at,
right.
top of the mind because that's going to be needed to put in speakers.
Right,
and,
for sure.
Yeah.
So, what's your go-to beer?
Ooh, right now, I don't know if you've heard of it. It's a newer beer. It's called Garage Beer. It's backed by the Kelsey brothers, from Jason and Travis, the football players. It's like up there with just a light beer, like a Miller Bud Light, but it's just super smooth. Nice looking can, tastes very good. But really, I love just about every beer.
Where do you find it?
Kroger, Meyer.
Oh, really?
Party store.
Okay.
Yeah, yep.
I haven't seen that.
They have one in lime. They have a lime flavored one too. They only have two, regular or lime. Yeah.
You like stout? You like lagers, or what do you like?
We were just talking about this. I'll drink anything, but I don't prefer stouts. I will drink them.
We both like Guinness.
I'll do a Irish car bomb on St. Patty's Day, but IPAs are usually my go-to.
Yeah.
Any lager,
this fits in pretty
amber,
close to
yeah,
an IPA, a little bit more mild.
Yeah. Well, that's why I like the beer wall at rare.
Oh,
You can
God.
try.
You got so many beers to choose from.
Yeah, you can have a little bit of this one, more of that one.
Right.
Try some that you've never heard of before.
Right.
And that's
Go ahead
what,
buy a whole six
and that's
pack.
what I like about Rail Yard because of that beer wall.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, I go like, yeah, no, yeah, and I'm like, what's that one? I hadn't seen that one before.
I haven't tried that yet.
Well,
but
and
I
they
got
have,
to.
you know, like sometimes they'll put seltzers, wine, and cider on there because my fiance's not a beer drinker, but she can do the wall too because they've got, you know, fruity flavored things in there. Not, you know, a couple, you know, drops for rail yard.
So they have
you
things
know.
that are not beer
Yeah.
on the wall?
Not a lot, but they'll have a couple cider and a
Couple
couple,
things, yeah.
like,
They do have a couple choices, you know, but
yeah,
Yeah, cider's an up and coming thing. More and more people are drinking the hard ciders.
that's too sugary for me.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not a big fan of the ciders, but it's
you know,
all right.
Well, I was at my meeting this morning and I didn't know this guy goes, "Hey, my name's George." I'm thinking, "Oh God, this sounds like this Budweiser commercial with the frogs, right?" I said, "I'm Bill, you know, blah blah blah." He says, and we're talking. I says, I own this beer brewery. Okay, great, cool. I says, "You got any dark crystal Weissen or anything close to a German beer?" They got they got Belgian beer that they took first place in.
Oh, wow.
Well, and so I'm like, okay. I said, I know where I'm going to go. And then we start talking about different brands. I'm like, I'm in heaven. So I'm like, I said, can I like order online? No. We're just, we got to find our distributors or you come up here. He said, we got Rail Yard. I said, okay, I'll go to Rail Yard. As soon as he said that, I'll go to Rail Yard.
Well, pretty soon, I think it's mid or end of May in Frankenmuth is the World Expo of Beer.
Yes.
I've heard about that.
I highly recommend going.
Yes.
I think I will.
Beer from everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
They'll probably have Crystal Weiss in there.
I hope so.
Hey, you're gonna have to bring it here one day because
Look,
you
if
keep
they-
talking about
If
it.
they get dark, if
I
they
wanna
have
drink it.
If they have it, we'll bring it. But you got to drink it. Hey, the only way to drink that stuff is room temperature. Just letting you know.
Oh,
Well,
room temperature beer.
it's again, but you got to get out of the American mindset
Yeah,
of the beer. Okay, it's totally different.
Well, like in England too,
Taste.
they drink those yards, a yard of beer. You ever see those?
I have not,
It's
but
like
I'm
a
not opposed
long.
to it.
It's like a yard long glass, and you have to like drink it. Like
I'm okay with that. No issue with that.
We need to have a pub here, and I don't know if it's legal here in Michigan. So somebody out there, let me know if it's legal here in Michigan, please. In Germany, they would fill up a boot of whatever your choice of beverage, your choice of poison. If you drink all the poison in there, basically the beer, you get to keep the boot.
Yeah,
It doesn't happen very
it's
often.
a glass boot.
It's a glass
Yeah,
boot.
I hope it would be a
I've
glass.
drinking out of a glass boot
But,
before.
you know, I
It was
just-
good.
it'd be
It was
nice to-
huge. I couldn't do
It'd
it.
be nice to have a pub here that would do something like that.
Yeah,
I'm trying to come up with ways for pubs to market
Karen at the
themselves.
Linden Hotel. Listen to me. Boot beer.
Yeah.
Because they sell them like crazy because everybody, us guys are idiots. We try to outdo each other. And they sell them like crazy, and they might give away one to take home.
Yeah.
I mean, the boot itself. I mean, so it's worth its weight in gold as far as making money and stuff. But I was told that's a drinking game. No, it's not a drinking game. You're just drinking you're drinking the beer.
Just a very big beer.
Yes, exactly. And I just like to bring some of that culture here.
Right.
Just saying.
So, Tyler, before we wrap things up, is there anything you want to tell us special about Southern Lakes or any events or anything we might have missed that you can think of?
I mean, if you haven't tried a Southern Lakes program, first off, I highly recommend trying one. And secondly, I mean, we're open. With Parks and Rec, why it's so much fun to work in Parks and Rec is the creativity levels are endless. We can do, if we can think of it, we can try to figure out a way to do it. So if you have an idea, a recommendation of how to make a program better or a suggestion for a new program or ideas, feel free to reach out to us. Or if you're, really good at something and want to teach other people how to do it, if it's knitting, photography, camping, survival, whatever it is, reach out to us because we're always looking for new programs.
Well, so I know at the time, Coach Nelson from Duran, he used to do the junior high wrestling. He used to teach martial arts at Swords Creek. It was like Swords Creek Enrichment Program. Do we have anybody here in Sun Lakes or Linden that teaches that?
We do have a couple programs, martial arts like self-defense that are in here.
Okay.
But if it's something specific, like if somebody wants to teach like jujitsu or karate or a different type of martial art, or self-defense, that's something
Right.
unique. Feel free to reach out to us. Like, worst case scenario, we have a conversation, it just doesn't work out. But you would need to either have whatever class you teach material to teach it on the go, or if you have like a office or somewhere already, like if you're a gym, if you teach
Right.
jiu-jitsu, to do it in the area. We don't want to have somebody sign up for a class in Fenton, but then have to drive up to Flint to, take a 4
Or drive out to Detroit, not 8 Mile Road. Yeah.
Right, yeah. Drive, far away. We want to keep
Well, if you
everything
drive to
local.
learning how to see learning self-defense, right? I mean, just
Well-
saying, I'm just putting it out there. If you're going to drive to 8 Mile, you are going to learn self-defense.
Right.
That's true. Also on that note is starting in the fall, we're going to have driver's ed in Linden, in the Linden High School. It was just approved. We were hoping to have it for the spring and summer program, but we weren't able to get everything approved yet. But now it's approved, and so in the fall, Southern Lakes will have a driver's ed class in the Linden High School.
So now, can I be a teacher? Because I know how to speed. I can tell them how to
I'm going to say
speed.
no right off the bat.
See, I get shot down, man. Wonderful ideas, just die, man. It's the story of my life, man.
Yeah, no.
You must know my sister very well.
So, Tyler, give us a website and how can people get a hold of Southern Lakes if they need to?
Yeah, so it's slpr.net, which is a website. And again, if you get our brochures, we have all of our contact info in there.
Yeah.
Our phone number is 810-714-2011.
What's the number again?
810-714-2011. And if you get the brochure, it's right on the front. We have multiple email addresses. The best one is if you just have normal questions, just contact_us at slpr.net.
Cool. And I got one more event because I almost forgot to do it. It's called Women's Connect, presented by Rolls Mechanical. Join them for Cocktails and Connections Wednesday, June 10th. So we got a little time at the Laundry Room on Shiawassee Avenue. An evening of connection and curated experience featuring a guided cocktail/mocktail tasting, light appetizers, and a relaxed networking with women in business. And that's at the Laundry right in downtown Fenton. $35 for a member, $40 non-member. So check that out. And I will also have a link on our Facebook page for that.
Well, I know if you tell my sister to go to laundry, that's going to be a problem. I'm just saying.
It's a cool place.
I'm just saying, you got to really specify it's a restaurant, not going to do laundry.
Yeah,
Just
it's
sit.
I think most people in Fenton know it's not a laundry place. It's or it
You
used to
will be
it used to be called the
surprised.
French Laundry, but they had to change the name because someone else had the name the French Laundry, and it was not working. I don't know the exact details on that story, but yeah.
Well,
that's what I heard.
before we wrap up, Tyler, what is the one thing you want everybody to know in the community right now? What's the one thing you say, hey, people should know this?
I mean, the summers with Southern Lakes. Between the farmers market, the concerts in the park, the car show, the art walk, family nights, downtown Fenton is going to be just such a lively place. So if you don't come downtown on especially Thursdays in summer, you need to come out for one Thursday and just see the atmosphere and come hang out with us.
All right, fair enough.
Sure.
Randy, what about you? You got anything to add to that story there?
Well, I'm with Tyler. I think Fenton's a fun place to be in the summertime with the family nights and farm market, and it's just a cool vibe going on there. And as you know, being a DJ for several of the events, Fenton's a fun town. So is Linden. They got concerts going on every week down there, and Happening in Linden is always putting on cool events. So,
Well, Linden's got that event on June 13th, I believe, paddle, kayak.
Pedal and pedal.
Yeah,
Pedal,
pedal event.
Yeah,
that's
and that's a fundraiser for the LAFF Pathway.
Yeah.
They got that coming up, and I'll be an MC there. And I'm just looking forward to a lot of these events because, let's just face it. Me and my mom was talking the other night, and it looks like it's going to be more of a staycation this year, more a people taking
think a lot of people will
vacations
be doing that
because
with
of
the gas
the
prices.
prices and whatnot.
Yeah.
So we really need to push these events out so people know that
Right.
these are happening. Stuff. Well, it's boring here in the backyard today. I don't know what else to do but sleep. There's things to do.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You don't have to go very far.
Yeah.
You're not spending a lot of money and gas to get from point A to point B to come to Fenton or Linden to do
Right.
things.
And I want to remind people, the Bill and Randy podcast, you can find us on Spotify, so you don't even have to look at us, which might be a benefit.
Oh, come on. I'm good looking, man. I am the best good looking guy in town, man. Come on.
Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, what am I missing? Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, Facebook. I thought I'm missing one. But anyway, check us out on, if you don't want to, listen to us or watch us on Facebook, check out any one of those other channels. Give us a like and follow. It'd be much appreciated. For
Yeah,
sure.
and we're talking about me and Randy and heck, Tyler. I'm gonna get your opinion on this. You're perfect. You're a perfect pigeon for this, or I mean victim. No, I'm we're talking about taking this on the road. Just going to different places or whatever, doing it live at a business.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's your thoughts on that? Honestly, what is your thoughts?
I think that'd be really cool. I mean, I know for like this is such an amazing podcast studio.
Yeah,
so
collaboration grounds.
have it-
This is
yeah.
like they got a great freaking studio.
Yeah.
But we're kind of like playing with different ideas, and see what works, what doesn't work, or. Yeah, so what's your idea? What do you think? You think that would be like a cool thing to do, like take it on the road and be at a business and do it live from a business standpoint?
I mean, I think kind of like radio stations do that, whether live, be at one of these events, doing it before or after, doing it at I'm sure depending on the restaurant or location,
Right.
they'd love to
Farmers market. That'd be
right,
fun.
yeah. So, like,
I'll have to talk to Molly about
right,
that.
and I think it'd be awesome just as long as be able to get good equipment
Yeah.
and
Yeah, it was just Randy had this great idea, and I was reading. I'm thinking, oh, I love this idea.
Yeah.
It's something
Yeah,
that I'm
see
all
how
for
it goes,
this.
Right.
So it's just just figure, hey, I'm gonna put the feelers out there and ask because you never know what you ask.
right.
All right.
Well, ladies and
Wrap things up.
that was a wrap. Welcome back to the Bill and Randy Show, and we'll see you later next week. And it'll be live here at the Collaboration Grounds. Have a safe night, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much. See you later.